Καλησπέρα σας, καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Good evening to you. Welcome to Faces. Before I go further, I have to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Dr. Βασίλης Μαύρου and Lettings. Thanks very much. And tonight, I have a special guest. It's a chef, and she's going to teach me how to cook.
I don't know.
It's Theo Michaels.
Yeah.
Good evening, καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα.
How are you?
Very good. Εντάξει, εσύ?
Εντάξει, μια χαρά. Welcome to Faces.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes. So, I think I'm going to repeat what I did this morning with you on LGR. I don't remember the questions, but I know the structure.
It's okay. I don't remember the answers.
Okay, this is a beautiful book.
Thank you.
Όρεξη.
Ναι.
Okay. Όρεξη, it's a book about Greek. Is it Cyprus recipes?
It's 80 recipes that are inspired by the flavors of Cyprus and the flavors of Greece and the islands. So my family are Cypriot, but we have family in Athens and mainland Greece and some of the islands. And so the recipes are born out of all of those different regions.
Okay, so you born here in London, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and your parents are both Cypriots?
Yes.
Okay, from Strovolos, I remember this,
yeah,
Strovolos and Yalousa.
Ναι.
Yes. Your father is from Strovolos and mother from Yalousa? The other way around.
Yeah, yeah.
So mother from Strovolos and Yalousa is your mother?
Father's side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they live in London still? Or?
Yeah. So my mum came over when she was 11, and we all used to live in Edmonton, and then we moved out. We moved over to America for a bit, and then back to Winchmore Hill, and then finally we moved to suburbia into the leafy suburbs of Hertfordshire.
So you moved to Hollywood?
I'm working on it.
So your father, it was his business?
Yeah, so my dad was in IT, and the opportunity came for us to move to the States, to New Jersey. So we were on the other side from Hollywood, unfortunately. And so we stayed there for 4 or 5 years.
Was it good?
I loved it. I got really fond memories, and I went back when I was 20 for a year to Princeton. And stayed there for a year again, and it was a great experience.
Do you have other brothers, sisters?
Yes, I've got 2 younger brothers, Stefanos and Marcus, and there's 6 years between me and Stefan, my middle brother, and 6 years between him and my youngest brother Marcus.
So 3 brothers, yes?
2 brothers, yeah. 3 of us in
Three boys.
3 brothers together.
3 boys in the family.
3 boys together, yeah.
That's
I can only
good.
apologise to my mum and dad.
So now you went to school here in Edmonton?
First in Edmonton for a year or so before we went to America. And then when we came back, I went to school in Winchmore Hill. And then went to school in Hoddesdon in Hertfordshire as a secondary school.
Okay, and then university?
University, I went to Bournemouth University. And that's where I met my now wife as well. So we've been together for 20 years, 19 years.
With 3 lovely children.
3 lovely children, Eva, Alexei and Luca.
So what did you study?
So I did business and IT.
What your father was doing, this?
Yeah, similar to what he was doing.
Yes.
So it was a very corporate background. And after university, I ran a couple different businesses, and then eventually found myself running a recruitment business, IT and engineering recruitment for 15 years.
Okay.
But it was the love of cooking.
Love of cooking came from home, I suppose, because you were...
I think for Greeks it always does. No? I mean,
I think every Greek cooks,
Yeah,
but You know, some doing it for business, the others just for their family. You know, for example, everybody cooks at home, especially when they want to do souvla. Yeah. Everybody's involved. You know,
everyone's involved. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and your favorite, I suppose, still is stifado. Yeah.
I don't know if it's changed since this morning. I mean, it might have changed since this morning, but
I don't know. Yeah. Because you might be try something else. You know, lunch.
No, I always remember my Yaz Gunelli stifado, which was a favourite of mine growing up. Mm-hmm. But my mum is a fabulous cook, incredible cook, and she's always fed us well. So a lot of my inspiration comes from my mother.
Mother, yes. Okay. Now, the book came after when you went to the program on BBC.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. How this came up? You know?
So I was still working in recruitment, and I just fell out of love with the business. I just lost the passion for it, and then I entered MasterChef in 2014, so 5 years ago. And got through the quarterfinals and tried for the semi-finals and got down to the last 10 contestants. Mm-hmm. But it rejuvenated a passion in me, Vasilis, a passion I forgot I had, and I had a fire in my belly to get back into food. And the program came out, I quit the job, hung up the suit, put an apron on. and that was it 5 years ago.
And then after that, after the program, you start your own business, you know.
Well, I was doing running a pop-up restaurant. Mm-hmm. So I was doing an 8-course modern Greek taster menu, 8 courses, about 40-50 guests. And I did that for a couple of years, and then started to do a lot of private chef work. Mm-hmm. And then eventually found myself, I did a dinner party for a group of people, and one of the guys there owned an events company called Elsewhere. And he said, look, this was great. You've got to come work for me. Mm-hmm. And I went, well, what'd you do? And we did a couple of events, and I thought, oh, this is really cool stuff. And so I've been with them for the last 2 years as their executive chef and director.
Mm. Did you get recognized in the street? I mean, you walk in the street or in shop and somebody comes to you and says, you're from MasterChef, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, MasterChef it takes over your life. And so when you're on the show, you're recognised everywhere you go. And then since then, I've done a few bits with This Morning and the Food Network and stuff. And so sometimes I get recognised, and other times not so much.
Do you give autographs on this? Okay.
Only in lipstick. Only in
lipstick. Yes. Okay. Only for women.
Only for women.
Oh my God. Anyway, okay. So you decided to write a book.
Yeah. So this is my third book.
Your third?
Yeah. So
is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was your first.
No.
Okay.
I kept that. No. So there was 2 other books which weren't Greek. They were fast food, microwave cooking stuff. Mm-hmm. But this was a book I wanted to write for many years. So I met with the publisher, Ryland Peters and Small. I met their editor and CEO, Cindy and Julia, and they immediately got the idea of what I wanted, and we went for it. And I'm forever grateful to those guys for making it come alive.
Yeah. Did you have to travel or to, ask other people to give you their ideas about cooking and about recipes?
Yeah,
you get it from family? Where you get it from?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wrote the book, but it's very much a collaboration of all the family. So my mother's side, there are a lot of family in Margate and Kent, and so when we went there, I'd be asking my aunties, well, how'd you cook this, and what was this dish, and tell me about this, and then I'd be asking my mum about all the dishes she used to cook when we were kids, and then the same with my dad's side of the family. Basically, anyone that was willing to talk to me.
Okay. I can give you a recipe, which is
book number 2.
Easy, very fine. You know what I mean? If I give you, let me see. If I give you an egg.
1 egg.
Might be 2.
2 eggs.
2 eggs. Cucumber. Tomatoes. And a bit of oil. And just a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt.
What can you do for me?
I'll make you a boiled egg with a bit of tomato and a bit of cucumber and a bit of salt.
Okay, I do. I mean, I do boiled egg, but it's the easiest for me. But just the egg, just boil it, and that's it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, and
It's
I
a
make
classic.
I
It's a
make a little bit of
classic
salad, as well.
You can make a lovely. You can make a lovely omelette with that.
Yes.
Nice tomatoes in the egg and salt and pickle the cucumber. Lovely.
What is the most important for you to make the best dish? I mean, okay, we all have recipes and there are so many books on this kind of thing. The most important, what is it?
It's the quality of the ingredients.
The quality.
If the ingredients are crap, you're never going to make anything good from it. And I think that's what, for me, is at the heart of Greek cooking, is the quality of the ingredients. People go to Cyprus or Greece and they have a beautiful Greek salad or some horta and they go, I had the best Greek salad in the world. And it's because you've got amazing tomatoes that you can smell.
And the oil and
everything. The olive oil is good, and the cucumbers are fresh, and you can taste them.
Yeah, that's right.
And then when you come out of those countries and you buy something from a supermarket, and it's a watery tomato and it's a cucumber with no flavour, you think, I can't recreate it. And so it's all about
the ingredients.
Yeah,
yes.
And that's one of the things I think for me is the Greek salad for me is the epitome of that, because it's very simple. You don't do much. You chop a few bits, you put it together, a bit of olive oil, a bit of vinegar, some fat. There's not a lot to it.
But because the ingredients are nice and fresh, you make the best salad.
And that's why it's famous the world over, because it's about the ingredients. So if you've got that, you can cook anything.
So you have 80 recipes. Yes.
So there's 80 recipes in there.
Plus photos. I mean, we can see it's full of photos.
Yeah, I mean, RPS, the publisher, done an incredible job. The photographer Moe K has taken beautiful photos to bring it alive. But it's good. It's every recipe has got a full page photo, so you can see what the dish is meant to be. And all the pictures are the recipes cooked from scratch, so it's the real thing. And it's a beautiful book, and we've split it. So we've got the start of the book is Meze chapter, the little tapas, but then we've got land, fire, sea, earth, sun, sundowners. We've got some cocktails in there as well, and so it splits it onto all the different elements of the country and all the different recipes that come from that. I'm very proud of it.
So
I'm very happy with it.
You are very proud. You have to be. So what is your most favorite in this book, except of the stifado?
Actually, there's probably two dishes. One of my favourite ones is an ouzo and mint granita. So I'll show you.
How much ouzo you put in?
A lot of ouzo. No, there's very little. There's very little ouzo. But this was actually a dish I did. So it's this one here.
This one here, and
and so I.
Do you remember the ingredients for that? I mean, what is it
so
exactly?
I can tell you now. I've made it a minute. So it's a pint and a half of water. It's 5 limes. It's a whole bunch of mint. It's about half a cup of sugar. And it's only about 50 ml of ouzo, so not a lot. But you blend it all together.
Put some water as well.
Pint and a half of water.
Yes,
You blend it all together, freeze it, scrape it,
and
freeze it,
drink it.
scrape it. Yeah, and it comes out this beauty. It's like snow, ouzo and mint snow.
Yeah, it's like a soup.
Yeah, but it's frozen, so it's frozen
it's
solid.
frozen.
Yeah. So it's a granite, so it's all frozen.
Okay.
And you scrape it, so it's got the texture.
And you drink it. I mean, you
put
drink
it in a cup,
the juice. Yes.
Yeah, you can eat it. It's like a sorbet almost.
And the second flavor in this book?
The second flavor is probably there's a tempura of vegetables with a pomegranate, molasses and tahini dressing. This one. Which I love because it's really fresh, really fresh, crunchy. The dressing is really punchy. It's a lovely dish that you can just make when you've got some friends around and you sit there, you eat it, you chat.
Okay, I go with this one. I go with this one and I drink, instead of drink the ouzo with water, I drink the water only.
I'll split it with you. I'll drink Yuzo, you can drink water. There we go.
Okay. No, it look nice actually.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
it
hope
does.
it tastes nice as well. Yes.
Yeah, it tastes really good.
Yes, lovely. So, okay, and I mean, you do it in a pan, fried?
Yeah, so this is
just a
like
little bit of oil, or?
tempura batter. So it's like a batter, and you very thin slices of the vegetables, and you dip it in and deep fry it a couple minutes.
Oh, good.
And then you dress it with the tahini and yogurt dressing and the molasses, and it's sharp and it's savoury, and it's a lovely dish. But if
Beautiful,
you've got lots of friends around, we've got a beautiful kid goat gleftigo, big shoulder of goat, slow cooked, 8 hours.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nice
Beautiful.
and tasty. Anyway, right. What else do you do at the moment? I mean, what do? You travel. I mean, you go out of the country, and tell me about your actual job at the moment, except of writing the books and all the things.
So I am executive chef for Elsewhere Events, and so we sort of provide alternative style events. So we do big corporate festivals where we might put big name companies into a field and we'll build them a festival. So we've got 50 yurts around the perimeter, teepees, dance floor, bar, tons of food. And my job is servicing the food and designing the food and delivering that. So I'll design say 4 or 5 different services for that day, all the different foods we're doing, and we'll have a catering kitchen. And we try to be imaginative, so we do little edible plant pots with edible flowers and an olive soil, and so it looks like a plant pot on the side, but you can eat it, the whole thing. We do huge barbecues where we have big whole chunks of meat that we cook whole and we carve on site. But that's one side, and then we do. We've got a beautiful chateau in Provence, in France, 11th century chateau, where we do corporate retreats and weddings. We've got a place near Mont Blanc, La Clusaz, and then we've got another manor house in Norfolk as well. And so all of those plus lots of sort of pop-up events that we do, and they're all bespoke private events. And so a lot of my time is spent designing the food for those different events.
Beautiful.
And then the rest of the time I write for Best Magazine, and obviously another book that's coming out next year, which I can't say much on, but I'm writing that now, so I'm working on that one for next year. Yeah. So I try to keep busy and keep myself out of trouble.
So you promised me you're going to come back when you write the next book?
Yeah, I'll be knocking on the door.
Yes. Okay, that's fine. So this one is out when? So
this is April the 9th. So imminently, you can... Orexi.
Yes.
So it's like as everyone knows, the French of bon appetit.
Yes, we say Gali orexi.
Gali orexi,
yes.
Except we just say it louder than the French.
You do?
Yes. Well, of course, we shall.
Bon appetit.
Yeah, like Gali orexi.
Gali orexi.
There you go.
Okay, so it's going to be like... I mean, how can anyone get it?
So you can pre-order now on Amazon. You can go to my website, theomichaels.com, and pre-order. But come April the 9th, you can go into most bookshop stores and grab a copy.
Yes, good. Okay, and what is your future plans? Any other plans in the future?
What does the future hold?
Except of the book you.
Yeah, I think at the moment I've got...
you already start writing the book, yes?
So I've just started now.
Yes. Today?
Yes.
Because you say you went out in lunchtime and you start writing.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah. Okay. So I've been writing today. I started yesterday. I won't finish for a few months. But no, I think at the moment the next book is the big thing that I'm working on. Right now I'm focused on this one. And I have no idea yet what the future holds. There's some talk about some TV stuff, maybe some, Greek show type thing. So
you're talking about, I suppose, British TV. Yes.
Well, international, hopefully.
International,
yeah.
Hopefully, yes. Why not?
Yes. So keep them very busy.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. So now. Do we have anything to show before we go? Any clips from you doing, the show?
I think we can dig some. We can dig some clips out.
Okay, we can show it at the end. You know what I mean. But at the moment, I have to say a big thank you for being here today and to give us. Άνοιξες μου την όρεξη. You know what I mean? You opened my appetite.
Good.
Okay, because I'm gonna cook this, vegetable thing tonight.
You should do.
Yes.
You should do.
Yeah, I will do that. Yes, definitely. Okay, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, Vasilis, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thank you for being here. And do you have any hobbies except of?
Vasilis, with 3 kids. Under 9, I haven't got any hobbies. It's just
no time
it's
for
them.
that.
There's no time for them.
Yes.
No.
What do your wife do? I mean, is she working? Or
yeah, well, she does some work, but she's got her hands full, and I owe all of this to my wife Anna, who supports me, and without her, none of this is possible. So she's the star of the show. I'm just the one who tries to take the limelight.
Yes. Do you visit Cyprus sometimes? Or?
We used to visit a lot when we were younger, but then when we had the kids, they were just so young to fly over to Cyprus in the school holidays that I thought I didn't want to inflict my children on all the other passengers on an airplane for 4 hours. So now they're a bit older, we'll be able to start getting back over to Cyprus.
Okay, you want to say something in Greek, except καλή όρεξη.
Oh, that's the only bit I know, the καλή όρεξη. Ευχαριστώ.
Ευχαριστώ. Thank you. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Thank you very much. And wish you all the best with the book and with your new book as well. And, all your plans you have for the future.
I hope to see you again soon.
I hope so too. So, have a good, day. And
I will do.
Keep writing and all this.
Of course.
And looking forward to see you soon.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you in a show.
Pleasure was all mine.
Now the people, our audience, they're going to see you and they're going to recognize me and they're going to come to me for autographs as well. So I'm going to become famous because of you.
Perfect.
Yes.
I was hoping to become famous off you.
Theo, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Vasilis.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Ευχαριστούμε και εσάς. Thanks very much. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ που μείνατε μαζί μας. Ευχαριστούμε και το χορηγό μας. Thanks very much, Dr. Vasilis Mavros and Varosiletings. And let's go and see this clip. Okay?
Yeah.
Have a good night.
We've got, just in here, we've just got some rice vermicelli noodles, which are really quick to cook. We've got some pork mince as well, which...
Straight in.
Just straight in. This is the beauty of it. It's like a magician's gastronomy, this, because it just goes in and out pops a wonderful meal. So we just put the mince straight on there. We've got some bean shoots as well. We pop in a tad of oil just to help loosen things.
Okay.
A little bit of water, just a touch to help the noodles cook. And then just a pinch of corn flour.
Is it important what order you put these in?
No, not of this one. Some of them are.
Right, okay.
But this one is very much a case of bung it in.
What's the corn flour for?
So the corn flour will help, once we add the sauces at the end, so we've got some fish sauce and lime, so we bring out the Asian bit. It'll thicken it up and it'll help it to make it just a fraction silkier, if you like. So that's done. That's
Look
it.
at that, delicious.
So we're going to pop that. I know, we're salivating already. So we're going to pop this straight in,
Right.
and that goes for.
You don't cover it. You haven't covered it.
No, we don't cover it. Don't do anything. Minute and a half. Done. And when we come back to that, we'll dress it.
That mince is cooked in a minute and a half.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There we
Come on
go.
then, next one.
Okay, so next one. This is the piece de resistance of the book. This one.
This is fancy pants.
This is proper fancy pants. This is as gourmet as I think it gets. So what we've got is a chicken breast that's been inserted a little pocket, cut a little pocket inside, and we've stuffed it with some cream cheese mixed with some olives. So fairly simple.
Posh.
Posh, very posh.
Yeah.
And we've got that on a bed of the pancetta. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll this. So really simply, just roll it over. Nice and gently, done. And in our mug, so we've got like a chickpea ragu. I use the word loosely, ragu. So we've got some chickpeas, just regular tin of tomatoes, probably, I don't know, a third of a tin, maybe less than that. That goes in as well. You can do a pinch of pepper, little pinch of chilli as well, a little bit more maybe, and some parsley.
And then where
that's
does
it.
that chicken go?
And that, this is the bit, I love this bit. So we're going to quickly stir that, just to combine the ingredients, and this is going to cook down a bit. And then the chicken on top.
What?
Get
I kid
out
you
of
not, I kid you
here.
not. Like that. Let me wash my hands and I'll show you. So, the chicken goes on top, as simple
When
as
you
that.
said cook it down, how do you mean cook it down?
So, as that cooks in the microwave, it's going to evaporate some of the moisture out of the tomatoes, which is
Right.
going to concentrate it. So, normally a ragu, you could spend an hour and a half letting that really slowly simmer. But this is going to be sort of on fast forward.
OK.
So, that goes straight into the microwave.
Students, if you are watching, this is the stuff of dreams.
Now, that goes in for 6 minutes, and depending on the size of the chicken, that might be 7 minutes or a bit less.
How do you know if it's done?
We're going to cut it open.
So you just check it like you would normally check it. Look,
Yeah, and
look
you've
at
hit the
this
nail
thing.
on the... And do you know what? You've hit the nail on the head, Philip. That's what it's about, is about treating the microwave as another tool. So if you're not sure, cut it open and check. So let me just wash my hands again.
And you're not cooking it in any oil. It's
No oil.
just like...
No, but the beauty is it's the pancetta, because the pancetta sort of is like a smoky duvet to the chicken, but that holds the moisture in as well.
Can you see this? Oh, look at that. And it's cooked. It's cooked.
It's cooked
That was 6 minutes.
6 minutes. And obviously, if you've got a slightly bigger bit of chicken, it might take a fraction longer. So we've got our ragu, if you like. So you can see all the tomatoes are
What do you
cooked
think?
down.
I think it's brilliant.
I wanna
think I'd
try
be
it.
forced to eat it out of the mug if I was honest, because
and you
you've dirtied a
Yeah.
plate
You
now.
have dirty pat, and you can eat it out of the mug, absolutely. It's just this, if in terms of sort of the gourmet title, you know, this is just kind of cool. I mean, look at that. As a gourmet meal done in a mug, and if you want to be really snazzy, you know, a little drizzle of olive oil around the outside.
We haven't got any knives
Mate,
today.
no.
Just a couple
Right,
of
let's move this out of the way. OK, so I'm going to let you guys
This
taste
is proper
that.
student stuff now, isn't it, eh?
Hey, you did use the term pot noodle. Right, so while you guys are tasting that, our mince.
There is nothing wrong with that.
There you go, wonderful.
No, great.
Right, OK,
Right,
you were back
so
to the
this-
one you
we're
started
back
with.
to the Asian salad mince,
Still
right?
doesn't look pretty.
It doesn't look pretty, but all the magic happens in the last few moments.
All right.
So this is in there. Let's grab a spoon. That's a
I've
clean
just cut
spoon.
with that, but go for
Fine,
it.
OK. So we're just going to break it up a little bit. And so what you've got, the mince is well cooked. The noodles are now cooked as well,
Yeah.
which is great. So just break it up. And so a little bit of naan pla, which is fish sauce, really common in Asian cooking.
Yeah.
Tastes nice, stinks horrible.
Exactly, spot on. And then we're going to do a tiny pinch of lime juice as well. So these are all headline Asian flavours, really. You need the chilli in there, that's standard. And so this is actually based on a dish called lap, which is the unofficial national dish of Laos. So this is inspired by that recipe. A pinch of sugar, which just helps offset the lime juice as well. Now we stir that around to combine it, and this is a really fresh. So I love this one actually. And then in there we've got some coriander, lots of mint, some Thai basil, which gives a really nice flavour, and some spinach as well.
Blimey, look at all of that.
I know.
Yeah, and so this is the point. This is a fresh dish. This is sort of real Asian summertime in a bowl, really, or in a mug, I should say. So.
Wow. OK, I can't wait to taste it. And good to have all those things so they're not all cooked down. So you just have it in, there's a bit of crispy crunch.
Yeah, it's a bit of crispy crunch, and also it's about keeping
Are we going
it
in?
fresh.
I'm going in.
Dive into it, guys.
I'm diving in. I'm diving in.
So it's a really fresh dish, this is. This is
you get
very
me a fork?
reminiscent of Asian, very clean flavours as well.
I want to get some of that. OK, ready?
Yeah.
OK, oh,
Oh, you messy pup.
OK,
Oh.
right, there's one other dish I'm desperate to show you guys.
Yummy.
Really nice.
Yummy.